Hi everyone, today we will learn about the second lesson, that is nothing but sexual reproduction in flowering plants. Before going to that lesson, last lesson, that is reproduction in organism. In that lesson, as per the PU board, it carries the reproduction in organism which carry as per the PU board, right? Okay. As per the PU board, reproduction in organisms which will carry of 5 marks. Which will carry of 5 marks. That is, they may ask from the 2 marks, 2 marks, 1 question, and the 3 marks, 1 question. So the weightage of the reproduction in organism is of for 5 marks. They may ask 1 question from the 2 marks and the 1 question from the 3 marks. Or they may ask for 5 marks question also. It is not like that they have to ask 2 marks and they have to ask 3 marks. It is not like they may ask 1 question which belongs to 5 marks, or they can ask 2 marks and the 3 marks question also. Understood? This is about the blueprint for the in this lesson as per the PU board. Now let us discuss about the second unit, that is sexual reproduction in flowering plants. So this is the unit second. Unit 2. So in this lesson, the topics are to be covered in these lessons are about the first things you are going to learn about the flower. So you are going to study in this flower. The topics are to be covered in this lesson, that the flowers. In these flowers you are going to study about the parts and their function. And second will be the pre-fertilization. Pre-fertilization. In this pre-fertilization, you are going to study about the structure and the events. How the structure of the flower, how the structure will be taken place, how the fertilization which will be taken place in the flower, and also the events. What are all the events are going to take place in this process? And double fertilization. Double fertilization. And next one is post-fertilization. So here also you are going to study about the structure and also the events. So last is the apomixis. Apomixis and polyembryogony. Polyembryony. So these are the topics to be covered, and you are going to study about these things in this lesson. Understood? And now in this lesson, as per the is it fine for you people? You are going to learn about this lesson: flower, pre-fertilization, double fertilization, post-fertilization, and the apomixis and the polyembryony. So in this lesson, as per the PU board, it carries of 8 marks. So this the weightage of this lesson is 8 marks. So 8 marks. That is nothing but they may ask from 3 marks. That is 1 question from the 3 marks. So and 5 marks 1 question. 5 marks 1 question. So these 5 marks can be split up like this. Can be split up. They may ask for 3 marks and they may ask for the 2 marks. Understood? They can split up. It is not necessary they can ask only for 5 marks question. It is not like that. They can split into like this 3 marks and the 2 marks. And the weightage of this lesson is of 8 marks. Understood? As per the PU board. Now let us go in detail about this lesson. Now, as we have studied in the previous lesson, we have talked about the basics of the sexual reproduction. in different organisms. So in previous lesson we have studied about the basics, how the sexual reproduction is going to take place. But not only the sexual reproduction, we have also studied about the asexual reproductions, how they are going to takes place, and also the how the all process of reproduction are done in the organism. We have studied in the previous class. So now in this lesson we are going to talk about the sexual reproduction in the flowering plant. In this lesson we are going to study about more in the plants, how the reproduction will be taken place. You know now you know that why do we need reproduction? So you learnt about in the previous lesson why we need reproduction. So what are the importance of asexual reproduction and what are the importance of sexual reproduction, right? So I think you don't want the repetition classes, right? So here we talk about the plants, means the plants need to. So in this lesson we are going to talk about the flowering plants. So we need more and more plants. That is why plants need to reproduce. That is the one thing. That is the first case. The second one is the particular type of plant should be not lost. That means, for example, if I am taking one plant, that each species of a plant should be retained, should be able to retain itself for over a years. So over a year, for that only, in order to retain, they need to undergo reproduction. So they have to live for a long time. They have to be reproduced. That means the species should be to find out, if I'm taking an example, if I'm taking a one plant, if I'm taking a rose. So if the rose is not at all reproduced, what happen? We cannot find. So after 3 years, 4 years, we don't know about the rose. We can't say to the other of your friends, of your kids. So they have to show the picture, but we cannot show naturally. That is why the plants should be reproduced. They have to retain itself for over a years together. So that is why reproduction is necessary. They have to retain themselves by reproducing themselves, right? So the question is why we are exclusively studying the sexual reproduction. So why we are exclusively studying in the sexual reproduction in plant? That is because we have a lot of advantages of sexual reproduction, right? We have lot of advantages of the sexual reproduction. For example, sexual reproduction bring in a variation. So as we have talking about the sexual reproduction previous lesson, we have talked about the variations. That means the variation leads to what? It is very good. So if there is a variety, the species will retain. So these are the different types of variety we can say. So that variety will leads to a very good thing, right? So this sexual reproduction leads to a variation. That means bring to the variation, and this variation is very good for the organisms, for the species. So in this lesson we are going to study in detail about how the sexual reproduction in flowering plants, and as we are already discussed in the previous lesson. So what is sexual reproduction? So what is sexual reproduction? Why sexual reproduction is better than the asexual reproduction? We have studied in the last class, in the previous classes and the previous lesson, we have studied why the sexual reproduction is better than the asexual reproduction. So in this lesson we are studying about the flowering plants, how the sexual reproduction are going to take place in the flowering plants. In order to understand the process of reproduction in plants, we have to first learn about we have to understand the first that. So the reproductive organ, what is the reproductive organ of the plant? Yes, as we know that it is a flower, right? And it is as we are telling about the flower, we have very good visions. When we see some flowers, we will feel that it have a nice fragrance, right? They will give some fragrance, and also we have they will give a different visions. So when we are see the flowers, we will get a different types of colors. We will get to know that there are flowers have a different colors, different varieties, right? They have a pink, they have a red, they have a yellow color. So like that. So it looks very nice. By look only it is not nice, but it also have a very good functions also. So not only by looking it seems to be nice, but the functions of the flower is also very good. They have a they have nicely they will functions. So the flower play an important role in the plant. So flower is the main organ of the plant. So you know that flower is the reproductive part or the reproductive organ of a flowering plant. So flower is nothing but, so here as we know that flower is some reproductive organ. So flower is the reproductive organ of a flowering plant. So flowering plant is nothing but angiosperms. This angiosperms only they have a flowers. So yes, when we are talking about the flower is the reproductive organ, and the flower, what is the flower? Flower is nothing but it is the modified shoot. It is the modified shoot. So that means the modified shoot. It is so that basically the shoot modified itself. That means the shoot only modified itself and form the structure called as flower. So the modified shoot they will modified and they will form a structure called as flower. So here, before we understand how the process of sexual reproduction takes place, now since the flower is the reproductive organ which is responsible for the sexual reproduction, so it is very important or it is necessary to understand that how the structure of the flower. So what is the flower is made up of? So what is the structure and how this the flower is made up of? So for that we are going to study here. So as I told, the flower is the modified form of shoot. That is nothing but the shoot is modified along with, that means the shoot is modified with a condensed. The axis also will be axis up. It is also condensed. That is called as thalamus and the other flowering organs. That means the floral organs. So so this is the thing we are going to learn. That means the condensed axis and the modified shoot, that is called as thalamus and the floral organs. They will form a thalamus and the other floral organs. Now here the study of flowers. The study of flowers we call as anthology. Anthology. Anthos means flower. So the branch of biology which deals with the study of flower is called as anthology. It is a branch of biology where we are going to study about the flowers. So here that is called as anthology. So the development, arrangement and the distribution of flower on a plant, that means all the development of a flower and the arrangement and the distribution of the flower on a plant, that is called as inflorescence. That is called as inflorescence. I think so you are studying in this class 11. What do you mean by inflorescence? So this is called as inflorescence. So the study of, that means it is the development, the study or the development and the arrangement and the distribution of flowers is called as inflorescence. So next class, in this class we will study how the structure of the flower and how it will be looks like. So we will draw the structure of the flower. So what are the parts of the flower and how it will be the structure? You can see here. So you can fill it that part. So this we called as the typical, it's a parts of a flower. Parts of a typical flower. So this one we called as stigma. This is called as stigma, and this is called as style. Right? This is called as style. So you see this is a colorful petals. You can see yellow, red, pink, lightish pink. So all these different colors we called as petals. So this is the anther. So where the pollen grain will be there. Understood? Anther. In the anther only the pollen grain will be present. So this is the stamen. This is the stamen. And this is the sepals. This is the sepal. And this is the ovary, and this is the ovules. The ovules. So this is the pedicel. So this is the parts of the flower. So it is the longitudinal section of flower. Longitudinal section of flower. So as we know that the flowering only takes place in the phylum in the angiosperms. So which consists of in the flower, which typically the angiosperm flower, which consists of 4 whorls of floral appendages, where it is attached to the receptacle of the thalamus, or we also call as it's a receptacle or the thalamus. These whorls are named as calyx, corolla, androecium, and the gynoecium. Next class we will going to study about in detail about the whorls and what are the functions of the whorls, that is the calyx, corolla, androecium, and the gynoecium in detail. Understood? So from tomorrow onwards, there will be my class will be there for every day. So I will send a video every day. Okay? So you have to follow with that.